Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, Chin's parents abandoned their 2-year-old daughter, then sue her for parental maintenance. My mother got rude with a friend of mine and wonders why we won't help her. Whipped to cut off my mother for not including me when she invites my son? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Chin's parents abandoned their 2-year-old daughter, then sue her for parental maintenance. After a woman in China refused to buy her younger brother an apartment, her estranged parents filed a lawsuit for 500,000 yuan, approximately $71,818, in parental maintenance. The woman, 29-year-old Zhang from Guangzhou of southern China, was abandoned by her biological parents when she was 2 years old and has no relationship with them. She was reportedly abandoned as her biological parents could not financially support her, and they rarely contacted her throughout her life. Zhang was raised by her father's sister and considers her aunt's family to be her biological family. When Zhang recently used her savings to buy her cousin an apartment, her biological parents reappeared in her life and reportedly demanded that she buy her biological brother an apartment as well. After Zhang refused, her estranged parents filed a lawsuit against her for 500,000 yuan in parental maintenance. The court ruled that although Zhang is not obligated to buy her brother an apartment, she must negotiate the amount with her parents and pay the parental maintenance fee. Under the Civil Code of China, adult children have a legal obligation to support their parents regardless of estrangement or abandonment. That is so messed up. Tossed the kid aside and now expect her to pay them. Geez. And they probably tossed her aside because she was a girl. That's doubly messed up. Like, at least stand by your decision, don't come back once she's made something of herself. Pay for their son, the only child that matters to them. Very old school thought process. Now there is a law that needs to be changed. Does she have any recourse, like first suing them for the cost of raising her? Does she have to give them money, or can she purchase anything she considers suitable? I am thinking something shared in the least desirable part of town. Something with no resale value, so their choice is take it or leave it. They would probably still want the parental money even if she did put him an apartment. What a bunch of low-life lazy moochers. Cool, so my parental maintenance payments will equal the child support payments you've been sending me my whole life. What? You never sent any? Well, isn't that interesting? My mother got rude with a friend of mine and wonders why we won't help her. My mother just assumes that my friends are just there to take her BS, and I just waited until one of my friends just yelled at her. My friend, Tyler, can be entitled, but right now my mother is the entitled one. She just expects my friends to take her abuse and just roll with it. Tyler decided to tell me he won't be watching her dog and cats on the next vacation. I was frustrated because now my mother expects me to use my PTO and stay up at her house to watch the animals because, as she said it, I do not have plans. Newsflash, the vacation isn't until July, and the first weekend where I will be at a convention, and I already paid for the tickets. I told my mother, who just said, "Well, can't you just go the week after?" I told her that conventions don't work like that, and she's going to have to pay a pet hotel because I am not going to give up PTO to be a pet sitter. I also had to remind her that I am a grown-ass adult and have a life. She's still acting all entitled and like I owe her something, which I don't. She doesn't seem to understand that she is acting like a jerk. It's almost Christmas and she has the gall to demand my PTO be used for her vacation. I am saving my PTO and I want to use it for either emergencies or a time for myself. To sum it up, my entitled mother mouthed off to a friend and then decides I have to make time for her. F her and her BS. Yup, that is exactly how I see it. If she wants to get mad about the fact others' lives don't stop for her benefit. It must have been funny to watch one entitled person call out another entitled person. You could sell tickets to that. I know, I really want to watch this woman make a total ass of herself when she can't get her way. Even my dad said that they don't need to go on vacation that badly. He was more for going to the convention with me. I kind of find this funny. Your mom demanding you use your PTO for her pets. Like, can't she find a place for that? Like, F her and her entitled BS at this point. Whipped it to cut off my mother for not including me when she invites my son? Long-time lurker, first-time posting, fake names obviously. I, 27F, have a son, 8M. For context, my parents split when I was in my early teens because she cheated and my mom, 70, only ever came around when she had to as per the custody agreement. But when I was 18 I got pregnant and she knew the father wasn't interested in being involved. But ever since my mother, Agnes, kind of came back around and jumped into the mother/grandmother role and I thought she actually cared about me. It was while pregnancy and I was obviously vulnerable and I thought she cared about my son. She was buying me any cravings, giving advice etc. We spent all our time together when she wasn't working. However, when I went into labor she told me to ask my sister, Karen 42, to come and assist me. After showing up and being super enthusiastic she asks me, hey, is it okay if I change his name? I don't like the name Dean. Obviously taken aback I asked what she meant. She informed me that our mother told her that she was my birth partner because she would convince me to give my son to her. I let her know in no way shape or form was that happening as I was 18 about to turn 19 and as a legal adult she would have no say on the matter. It was all dropped and has never been a topic, but it's just to give an idea on what kind of person my mother is and this sister. This honestly has continued over the years and I can give stories if anyone is interested, but even after that both have undermined me for years non-stop whenever I'm not present but especially when I'm not. The story with the birth is a longer story, but this was just context for how my mother doesn't care what I want. My current issue is my mother messaged my father, 71, I live with him and pay rent as it's easier due to being a single mom, about a week ago to ask if he can bring my son to a cousin's house, 58, because she was going to be there and wanted to see him. I had no issue but questioned why I wasn't the one asked and brushed it off to, well, I don't drive so it wasn't exactly up to me if we can go. Come to find out it was a family Christmas party. And when I asked why I wasn't invited or asked first about if my son can go, my mother then went into a 10-minute rant about how her dog was hurt and she didn't think straight to ask me. Edit, after I cut her off while trying not to cry saying I had to go shower, she then sent me videos and pictures of her dog while he was in pain and is after being rescued. Edit 2, I kind of forgot this part because it doesn't affect how I feel, but apparently it is. According to Karen's sister, our mother is in and out of the hospital due to heart failure and that should make me grow up and get over my grudge towards her. Am I wrong to want to cut her off? No, you are not wrong to cut her off. Ask yourself these two questions. Has she, since the divorce, made any sort of consistent effort to be useful and supportive to you? Do you think that she will make such an effort in the future? I think you know the answer to both questions. So why didn't you cut her off years ago? I keep being guilted into keeping contact. They all tell me, well, you can't hold your childhood against her forever. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.